Hi, I'm Jennifer of Unset Ways Yoga and Mindful Movement. Today we will be cultivating ease by relaxing tension around the aspects of our central body to enable space to breathe. So let's get started in a child's pose. We will be on a hands and knees position for a little while, so if you have a blanket on top of your mat, if you want to roll that up for underneath your knees, that can be comfortable. As well, some people like to roll up a blanket and put it behind the knee joint. That can take pressure off the front of the knees as well. We'll do a nice wide kneed pose. So in that way, a third option would be to bring a block behind you in between your ankles and to sit down on that. If your hips don't reach all the way down to the floor, this will give a little more weight to the hips to take some pressure off the knees. So find your comfort level in your child's pose now. You're welcome to have your arms forward or back, whichever speaks to you today. And slowly, let's find a nice, soothing breath. You can make any adjustments now that we've gotten into our position, but then we'll try to find a nice stillness in the pose, focusing on that breath, and slowly lengthening the inhales and exhales. Getting ourselves into a more present, relaxed pace of breathing. And a couple more cycles of breath here. And you can come up just slightly. We're going to walk our hands over to the right side of our mat and then lower ourselves back down to the ground, giving ourselves a nice light stretch on the left side of our body. Feel free, if your body wants, to take nice deep breaths in and a big sigh, exhale. That's our body accessing that secondary nervous system response in terms of getting into our restful mode and the point that we can access repair and re-nourishment of our tissues. Next, we're going to roll slightly over onto the right shoulder, so very carefully we want to open up the chest towards the left, bringing our left arm above our ear. Just a gentle twist, supporting ourselves on our right thigh as well as our right arm. And once you find your balance, just breathe easy, allowing that left side to really expand with each breath. Raise and then fall with every exhale. Really think about opening that chest towards the front here. Maybe finding some expansion towards the front of the chest as well. And slowly returning back to both hands, we'll walk this back to the center. From here, we're going to do eye of the needle. So we'll take the left arm, threading that under the right, resting on our shoulder. And then you can rest your head on your left ear, or if you want to bring in a pillow or a block or something to support your head, definitely do so. We want to feel fully supported in our practice today so that we can just relax into it. And this gives us a nice twist onto the other side. Maybe even opens up the back of the shoulders a little bit. And really breathe into any tensions that you've found that this position has brought to the surface, so to speak. With each breath, notice how your body feels in this position and where you can breathe in and relax more. Maybe you've been holding tension in a certain spot that you didn't realize you were. And again, allowing those ribs to expand as much as possible in any direction. Letting the lungs really fill up with air and then expel anything that we do not need. Last cycle of breath here. And slowly return back to center. Let's just take 2 more breaths just right here in the center. And next, slowly walk your hands towards the left side of the mat. And relax back down, forehead onto the mat. Or if you ever need any more support, bringing in a pillow or a block, do whatever you need today. We never want to have any pain in any position, so we bring in a lot of props to support us, but if you still feel pain, maybe back out and this may not be the right position for you, or maybe try to accomplish it less deeply. Even if you're just walking your hands out without your forehead on the floor, that's still getting a nice extension to the right side there today. So again, finding what you need today. That's the most important part. And again, now we're going to roll gently over to our left side, extending that right arm above our ear, supporting yourself with your thigh and your arm, but if you do need to bring any more props in, that is totally perfect and fine. Getting the right angle that you can find that your right side ribs can really expand with each breath. Facing that chest forward as much as possible, maybe expanding towards the front as well with each breath. Visualizing your lungs filling up with air. And exhaling what we don't need. And gently return face down towards the mat. And walk your hands back to the center. We'll raise up just a little bit. Eye of the needle, take the right arm underneath the left, resting the right ear on the mat, or again, bringing in a pillow or a block or anything that you might need. Making sure those hips are sending backwards towards the mat or towards your block. Balancing the opposition of your forehead on the ground. And then relax into your positioning and really finding your breath. Slowly lifting up and bringing both arms back to center. Chest down towards the mat. Let's take a couple of more breaths here. And slowly and gently walk yourself back up to seated. From here, I might switch out some props if you want to have a nice bolster, like a nice long couch pillow or bed pillow nearby. Maybe a couple of bed pillows if they're not as firm, so that you have something nice and firm underneath you. We're going to sit, it can be kind of knees stacked on the right hip, and then we'll slide our bolster right up against our hip. And then we'll slide outward over the bolster, reaching our left arm up and above our head. Again, if you want to bring in another pillow, you could have that over your arm to cushion your head and find the perfect positioning for yourself there. We really want to keep this right hip anchored down to the floor and the knees and hips stacked above each other as much as possible. If you do need to rock forward or back to get the right positioning, we're going to enable that long side body of the left side to stretch. So with everyone's body positioning, you may need to rock forward or back to get just right. And when you find that spot, go ahead and soften that gaze again, or feel free to close your eyes if that's comfortable to you. And really envision as each breath in is oxygenating the blood and circulation going all around our bodies to nourish our tissues and all of our organs. Just a couple more breaths here. And slowly, you can take your left arm, placing your hand on the floor to help push yourself up, and walk yourself back up to seated. We'll bring the legs around the front, switching our bolsters or pillows over to the left side. And then roll yourself over onto that left hip. And again, we'll stack the hips and knees as much as possible, and then we'll adjust with that. Like I said, once you get into position, you'll see if you need to rock forward or back to find that just right spot. So slide out with your left arm. Reach up and over with your right arm. We want to experience that nice long side stretch on the right side. So again, if you need to roll forward or back to find just right, or if you find a spot of tension in your hip flexors, sometimes moving forward or back can help loosen up some of that just slightly in the front as well. So listen to your body and find those areas of tension. And then once you find your position, really try to relax into that, into the stillness, so that you're not fidgeting and the body can just keep from bracing and can relax into accepting that circulation and accepting your gentle breathing. And now taking the right arm, planting the right hand into the floor, pressing yourself up. So this has been a short practice today, and we'll finish with a meditation. So I would encourage you to make a bit of a cushiony ramp for yourself. This will help us to open up our chest. So we'll sit in front of our ramp. You could also have a bolster underneath your knees if that's comfortable to you. And then go ahead and lay back. And then just allow your legs to kind of flop out in space, as well as your arms opening up. So something you can do with your shoulder blades is rolling them back as if they're squeezing together. And then once you find a comfort with that, allowing them to just sink into your bolster surface or pillow. And that will help open up the chest and allow the arms to be free as well. Once again, connecting with your breath there. And so now that we've taken advantage of our safe space and released some binding tensions in the core area of our body, we can ask ourselves, what would it feel like to totally let go and to just relax and sink into the support of the ground beneath you and the pillows. Support is always good. So you can feel supported here, and let's take some notice of how it feels to be completely at ease like a rag doll. Let's start by noticing our feet. Noticing any tingling sensations or tension that you might still feel there. And breathe your next breath all the way to your feet, allowing them to fill up. And then exhale. And how does it feel to fully relax your legs with no need to get up and go, just resting like a conscious sleep? On your next cycle of breath, allowing that deep inhale to go all the way down to your feet and washing back up through your legs, washing away any remaining tension. Now take notice, do you feel greater freedom in your breathing with space for the belly and ribs to expand? Notice if any tension around your sides or your ribs has lessened and allows you to feel more at ease. Next, notice your arms as they branch off from your torso. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. And with your next cycle of breath, breathe all the way down your arms, refreshing and releasing any stress from your hands, and then washing back out like an ocean wave. Gentle waves of breath. Fully let go in your neck and your jaw. Allow that little spot behind your back teeth to fully relax. No job to do, nothing that you have to say at this moment. Allow yourself a deep breath in through your nose, sighing contentedly out through your mouth as you release any remaining tension from your face. Relaxing your brow and your ears, your cheeks and your lips. And let your body rest here in your Shavasana today. I hope you can spend as much time in this Shavasana as your body would like, and try not to get up until your body says it's time to. And thank you for joining me today. This has been a short form class, so next time around, if you want to pause it during any posture so that you can hold it longer, please do so. And I hope to see you again. Namaste.